Well, hi there, second graders. Today is April 22nd, 2020. We are going to be doing math lesson 119 today, and in today's lesson, we are going to be subtracting three-digit numbers and also making estimations for those three-digit numbers. What that means is we are going to be using our rounding rules jingle to help us make those estimates, and we will then figure out, once we've actually subtracted, was our estimate close, or how close were we to our estimate. So because we're working with three-digit numbers, instead of using our tens and ones with our rounding rule, today we are finding this number in our hundreds place and looking next door to our tens place. Right? If we count by 100s, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700. Let's take a look over here. We've got a 2 in the hundreds place. So if I'm counting by 100s, 100, 200, 300. So here's my rounding rule. My rounding rule says, find my number, look next door, 5 or more, raise the score. 4 or less, let it rest. 8 is bigger than 5, right? So we would round up to 700. So we've got 700 pennies on this side. 263, find my number, look next door, 5 or more, raise the score. 4 or less, let it rest. 6 is bigger than 5, so I'm going to round up to 300 pennies. So I'm going to take the 700 from here and the 300 from here. And I'm going to subtract that first. 700 minus 300. 0 minus 0 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. And 7 minus 3 is 4. So my answer, when I actually subtract these three-digit numbers, should be somewhere around this 4 mark, 400. So I'm going to take 682, and I am going to subtract 263. Now I look at this problem, and right away I see something. You have 2 pennies. I want 3 of them. Do you have enough? You sure don't. So we've got to go next door. I'm going to take 1 from my tens place. 8 minus the 110 I'm taking leaves you with 7. The 10 I took from here, I'm regrouping over here to 110 and the 2 ones you already had. So now what I'm subtracting is 12 minus 3, which gives me 9. 7 minus 6 is 1. And 6 minus 2 is 4. So take a look. This is where estimates are a helpful tool. My estimate was 400. My actual answer was 419. They're pretty close to one another, right? If I did my rounding rule, here's my number, look next door, 5 or more, raise the score, 4 or less, let it rest. I'd let it rest at 400 anyway. So my estimate and my actual were very, very close. So if I were at the store and I had $5 to spend and I estimated that my items that I wanted to buy were about, 400 pennies or $4, I could say, yeah, I have enough. In fact, I might even get some change. And when they rang it all up, look at that. You had exactly enough. Let's take a look at another one. Okay, so we're going to take a look now as if this were actual money. So not just pennies. Let's do it with a decimal point this time because, come on, you guys are super smart. You can do it with the decimal point. So let's take a look at this problem that is $5 and 42 cents. Put my dollar sign. Don't forget my money sign. And I am going to subtract that with, let's say, $2 and maybe something costs $2.50. Okay, again, we want to use our estimate tool to help us to see about what our answer should be. Here's my number, look next door, 5 or more, I'm going to raise the score. 4 or less, I let it rest. if I let it rest, I'm letting it rest right at $5. I'm going to say, that's really closer to $5. So I'm going to put that over here. $2.50. Here's my number. I look next door. 5 or more, raise the score. 4 or less, let it rest. 5 or more says I'm going to round up this number. After 200 or $2 comes 300, or since we're working with money, $3. Okay, so now let me subtract my estimate. 0 minus 0 is 0. 0 minus 0, still 0. I bring my decimal point down. 5 minus 3 is 2. I bring my dollar sign down. $2. So my estimate is that whatever it is that I'm buying is going to be about $2. Or I'm going to have $2 left, I should say. So I should have enough money. Let's take a look. 2 minus 0 is 2. Uh-oh, but now here, look, I have 4 and I need to take away 5. Do I have enough? No. I'm going to go right over to my next door neighbor. Just like I was doing when I had my 2-digit numbers over here, I go right next door. I borrow one from my hundreds column. That comes over into my tens column to make 14 tens. 14 minus 5 is 9. I bring my decimal point down. 4 minus 2 is 2. Okay, now here's where I got myself. Look, so my actual answer was $2.92, and my estimate was around $2. They're pretty close, right? I still spent about $2. I just spent closer to $3. But, you know, estimates help us, because what if my estimate would have been $2, but when I subtracted this, I was way off and had some crazy large number, then I know I did something wrong over here. So you want your estimates to be pretty close to one another. So it's a great skill. It's a great strategy in helping us. All right, now, I know I'm everywhere with the camera. I'm trying to put the lid back on the marker. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to go into your math sheets now, and I would like you to just go ahead all the way down to number 6. Sorry, still trying to put caps on markers. Okay, so in number 6 here, on our problem sheet 119A, we're going to do these and work on these together. So we're going to find the answers together. We have 2, we want to take away 5. Is that enough? No siree. So we're going to cross out 6 and we're going to cross out 2. I take 1 away from 6, that leaves me 5. And I bring the 1 I took, for 110 from over here I took, to the 2 ones I still have. So now I'm subtracting 12 minus 5, which is 7. And 5 minus 2, which is 3. And 3 minus 1, which is 2. 237. If I were to make an estimate to just see, 362, find my number, look next door, 5 or more, raise the score to 400. Find my number, look next door, 5 or more, raise the score, 4 or less, let us rest. I'd rest it at 100. 237 is pretty close to 300. So my estimate wasn't too far off. Okay, let's do the next one. 9 minus 5. Oh, well, that's good. I don't have to borrow or regroup in this column. I just have the answer 4. But when I get to my tens column, I see that I have 4 tens and I need to take 6 away. Do I have enough? No, I do not. So I'm going to cross out in my hundreds place, cross out in my tens place, borrow 100 from my friend over here. That's going to leave him with 4. Take that 100 and split it into 10 tens. So now I've got the number 14, or 14 tens, just like we did in our other problem. Now I'm going to subtract 14 minus 6, which is 8, and 4 minus 3, which is 1, and I get 184. Let's move to the next one, which is numbers. Here's a great tip. just go ahead now and put your dollar sign and put your decimal point in there because you're going to use both. You're going to need both of those. All right, so I have 3 pennies. I want to take 6 away. Do I have enough? No, ma'am, I do not. So I'm going to cross that out. I'm going to go into my dimes or my tens column and borrow 1 from my dimes and leave that with 3 dimes. Those dimes, you know, there's 10 cents in a dime, right? So I'm going to break those down into 10 pennies plus the 3 I already had. So now I've got 13 pennies and I'm going to take away 6. So 13 minus 6. I just had a brain fart. 9, 8, there we go. 7. I was trying, you know what I was trying to do was, never mind. All right, 3 minus 2 is 1. There's my decimal point, it's already there. And 6 minus 4 is 2. So $2.17. Okay. And over here, again, I have a dollar sign. I'm just gonna go ahead and bring that down. And I have a decimal point. I'm gonna go ahead and bring that down. So I'm good to go. I don't have to lose any points or if I forget them. So I have 2 pennies. And this time I wanna add 9. Ooh, we switched. So we're adding. So 9 plus 2 is 11. So I've got 1 penny and 1 dime. I'm gonna add 2 plus 1 plus 1. So 2, 3, 4. And 6 plus 3 is 9. So I've got $9.41. All right, let's take a look at the rest of this sheet. Let's start this sheet together. Starting off, you're going to use your ruler to draw an 8 centimeter line segment. How do I know which side is my centimeter side? Well, my ruler tells me, maybe yours doesn't, but our centimeter side goes from 1 to 30. You're going to start with the edge of your, not the edge of your ruler, but the first edge of the line, the first line you see. I like to go ahead and put a dot at 8. And then I just like to connect my dots. You can do it any way you'd like. Measure this line segment using centimeters. When I measure that, I get 10 centimeters. All right, read with me. There are 5 desks in the room. Ashley put 3 books on each desk. Let's draw the books on the desk, and we want to know how many books are there all together. All together is an important word because all together means we're going to do what? We're going to add up all those books, aren't we? So there are 5 desks. That's important information. I'm going to put a box around that. And there are 3 books on each desk. Also important. I'm going to put a box around that. So I'm going to draw myself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 desks. She put 3 books on each desk. I can draw the picture, 1, 2, 3, or for some of you, I know you're just going to go ahead and you're going to put in 3, 3, 3, and 3. Either way is fine. You can draw the books on the desk like the directions tell you to, or you can go ahead and write in the 3. So here's what we're doing. We could say that we are adding 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 to get our answer of how many books there are. Or we can use our multiplication and make a number sentence for that. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups or 5 desks with 3 books on each desk. So really what we're doing is we're taking 5 times 3, which is 15. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So we've got 15 books altogether. Okay, number 2, measure the vertical line segment on the left using centimeters. First of all, we need to refresh our brains what vertical is. And hopefully we know our left from our right, right? So vertical line segments on the left. Vertical means up and down, north to south. When you're standing up, you are vertical. So we're going to take our ruler and we're going to use not the edge of our ruler, but the very first line to put up against the very edge of the line, vertical line on the left. And we're going to measure that line. When I do that, and when you do it at home, you should have got 7 centimeters. And then it says to measure the vertical line segment on the right. Again, we are standing up. We are vertical. So we want up and down on the right-hand side. When you measure that, you should have got 4 centimeters. Measure the horizontal line segment. Horizontal means, oh, I'm tired, I'm ready to lay down. So we find our horizontal line segment. Oh, I'm getting so sleepy. Oh, I gotta lay down. Measure using the very first line of your ruler to the edge, and you should have got 4 centimeters. Okay, oblique is your diagonal line, your oblique line. When you do that, you should get 5 centimeters, it looks like. All right, what is the perimeter of the shape? Okay, what does perimeter mean? Perimeter means I've got to add up all these numbers. So I'm going to add up 7 plus 4 plus 4 plus 5 to find my perimeter. So let's do 5 plus 4, which is 9, and 9 plus 7, which is 16, and 16 plus 4, which equals 20 centimeters. Okay. Now we are being asked for number 3 to trace a pair of perpendicular line segments. Okay, perpendicular means that we have a line that forms a right angle. So I could trace that line. They are perpendicular to each other. I could have traced this line over here, this 4 and this 4. Okay, so there's several different answers as long as your perpendicular line has a right angle. All right, number 4 is a lot like what we did, I guess, on our previous lesson where we have a chart. So on Monday, the children read 2 pages. On Tuesday, they read 4 pages. On Wednesday, they read 6 pages. So if our pattern continues, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So by Friday, they should have read 10 pages. Okay. Here's what you're going to do for me today. Today, you are going to finish 119B. Do the homework side for me. And today, I want you to try to time yourself doing 119A. So you're going to do 119A, time yourself, and have mom or dad, whoever's timing you, or if you're timing yourself, write down your time at the bottom. Then on the back side, try to beat your time, okay? Make sure before you try to beat the time though, you check your work and make sure they're correct, or have someone at home check your work and make sure they are correct, because that's what we would have done in class today. I hope you have a great day and get out and enjoy this great weather. Happy Earth Day.